Having a specific sex is weird. Not just their acting, although that can be too, but the biology of it. Why do most species still bother with sex? Why have some evolved to drop it altogether? And what does it mean to have two sexes, or none? Let's unfold the science of sex, asex, and everything in between. Across the tree of life, reproduction comes in an astonishing variety of flavors. Some species clone themselves. Others switch between sex and asex. Organisms that can reproduce both sexually and asexually may switch to sexual reproduction when conditions are stressful or less favorable for asexual reproduction. Some have males and females, indeed most of them. Others are hermaphrodites, having both sex in one body, or change sex entirely during their lifetime. Sexual reproduction, with meiosis and recombination, is dominant in most multicellular eukaryotes. But it's messy, costly, and inefficient, so why is it still here? That's one of the biggest puzzles in evolutionary biology. And it was the topic of a major conference in Roscoff, France. Sex Unfolded, Sex, Asex, Sexes. Parthenogenesis, reproduction without fertilization, was long seen as a one-way road to extinction. But recent genomic and cytological data are flipping that idea. In species like the nematode Mesorhabditis ballari or the ant Usurea biroi, meiosis still happens, so the recombination reshuffles genes. It creates variation, but the offspring are clones. So we thought these creatures were asexual, but it turns out they're doing a weird remix of meiosis that preserves genetic diversity. And sometimes they even sneak in a bit of sex now and then. For example, a Daphnia lineage thought to be strictly parthenogenetic was found to occasionally reproduce sexually. Hidden sex events might be more common than we think and could be essential for long-term survival. And even within species, recombination rates vary between sexes and populations. New data are revealing how recombination evolves, what controls it, and why it sometimes disappears in asexuals. On the other hand, males and females often want different things from reproduction. This leads to sexual conflict, and it plays out at the molecular level. Take Drosophila. Males produce seminal fluid proteins that manipulate female physiology, boosting male fitness but often shortening female lifespan. It's molecular warfare in the fly bedroom. Some alleles help males but hurt females. These conflicts shape how genes evolve. These sexually antagonistic loci are being mapped, studied, and even tested in experimental evolution. We're now seeing that sexual conflict can shape gene expression, sex chromosomes, and even mating systems. It might even drive the evolution of separate sexes and hermaphrodites. From parthenogenesis to recombination, from sexual conflict to chromosome evolution, the biology of sex is being rewritten. Sex isn't just a binary, it's a spectrum, a process, a battleground, and a source of endless fascination. And that's the beauty of science. The more we look, the weirder it gets. The more we understand, the more questions we uncover. What's the weirdest reproductive system you've ever heard of? Don't forget to subscribe, and let me know in the comments.